we go! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team SWARTZ, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about everything that's post-HBL. Yes, I've done a couple videos already addressing Exodus and Holiday Black Leave and all the do's and don'ts and all the nitty-gritty details leading up to HBL and during HBL, but nothing about after HBL, and they finally announced it. Fort Sill finally did a virtual town hall. I asked a question, and they finally had an answer. They come to a conclusion that this is what's going to happen. So the questions I've been getting a lot in my direct messages on Instagram or in the comment section here on YouTube is, what happens when we complete HBL? Are we going to go into quarantine, isolation, or do another controlled monitoring, aka the yellow phase? And we're going to get to the bottom of this, and it starts right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team SWARTZ, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. Here I post a ton of Army basic training, recruiting, and other Army related videos. So if that's what you're into, consider subscribing to this channel, hitting that bell icon, and turning on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Hi, I'm Sergeant First Class SWARTZ, your local New York Army National Guard's full-time recruiter and part-time drill sergeant with our respective RSP program, or the Recruit Sustainment Program, here located in New York City. So that being said, if you are in New York and would like to see or know how the New York Army National Guard can help you reach your goals, you can start now by shooting me a text message, BOSS, to this number on the screen to get started today. So let's get right down to it. Are you going to do a quarantine, isolation, or do another controlled monitoring, such as what they coined the yellow phase? If you don't know what that's about, I'll put a card right up here. The all-new yellow phase, which started in like early June of 2020. Now that they've had, learned some lessons learned and all that good stuff, and figured out how to make it better so that you're not doing a quarantine and then 10 weeks of basic training. So definitely go check out that video to be in the know and share it with somebody else who's going to basic training so they can know what to expect. So now that you've completed Holiday Black Leave or Exodus and you're going to be going back to the training site, what should you expect? So recently, Fort Sill last week had done a virtual town hall, and I asked them the question, are they going to go and do a quarantine, an isolation, or what is the protocol once they complete Holiday Black Leave and they go back to the training site? So they're not doing controlled monitoring or a quarantine or isolation. You're going to be doing what they're calling or referencing as a controlled posture. So everybody, la-di-da-di, when they go back to the training site, will be getting tested for COVID. If you test positive for COVID, you are going to go into isolation or quarantine, and your basic training or whatever phase of training you're in will be delayed another 2 weeks. However, if you do not test positive for COVID, you will go into what they call the controlled posture, where you will conduct and continue your training in your bay. So if you test negative for COVID, you will initiate the controlled posture. So unlike controlled monitoring, the controlled posture it will be essentially like a controlled monitoring, but you're confined to your bay, in your living space, in the barracks. So everything will be being done at the bay. And that's the difference between the controlled monitoring and the controlled posture. So if you test negative for COVID, you're going to go and start initiating your controlled posture. And the difference between controlled monitoring and controlled posture is that in controlled monitoring, if you watch my video, you're confined to the company area. For this instance, instead of doing a quarantine or isolation, you're going to be doing a controlled posture, which means that you're restricted to only your bay. So wherever you're at in your training pipeline, you're going to continue training and meeting the basic training or AIT requirements, so you're not going to delay your graduation. They're assuring us that with this controlled posture that you will continue training and graduate on time. What they will be implementing and enforcing stricter is the physical distancing and wearing of the mask while at training. This controlled posture will last 14 days. And as long as you don't show signs or symptoms of COVID in those 14 days, they will open up and conduct training as normal as possible from that point forward. So with controlled monitoring and controlled posture, with controlled monitoring, you're confined to the company area. With controlled posture, you're restricted to your bay. So it's kind of like quarantine and isolation, but it's with your soldiers or trainees in your specific bay. So you will not possibly be with your platoon. You will be conducting your training in your bay is what they're stating. It's essentially kind of like an in-place quarantine, so to speak. But the key thing is you're going to graduate on time. And that's what most people are stressed about, right? Getting to AIT on time, or if you're in the Guard or Reserve, getting home, getting back to your civilian life on time. With this controlled posture, it's like they said, it's an in-place quarantine in your bay, and you're going to continue your training inside the bay. You will eat inside the bay, and you will sleep inside the bay. Probably even conduct PT, if you ask me, in those 14 days as well, while you're conducting this all-new controlled posture to address so that no one's going to a full-blown quarantine or isolation period and delaying their training for another 2 weeks. So that's a plus. It's gonna suck being restricted to your bay for 14 days, but at least you're graduating on time. Now, due to resources constrictions and constraints and funding and all that good stuff, as of right now, it's to be determined whether or not they're going to test you again for COVID at a later date upon returning to the training site, outside of everyone being tested initially when you get back to the training site. So that's still to be determined. So if you want to watch the virtual town hall for yourself and to listen to them talk about it in their own terms in person, like I said, I'm going to post that link down below for you to go peep at it. So if you want to know, they do announce that holiday block leave as of last week is still going to happen, and they announce it again or address it again in the video during the virtual town hall for Fort Sill at 30 minutes and 33 seconds. So if you scroll the cursor to 30 minutes and 33 seconds, they begin to talk about holiday block leave. At 32 minutes and 16 seconds, they finally addressed a question that I asked in the comment section during the virtual town hall, addressing what's going to happen post HBL and addressing if they're going to be doing a quarantine, isolation, so on and so forth, basically stating what I said in this video. But if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, by all means, go peep that link in the description area. If you haven't already done so, put a hashtag Team Swartz down in the comment section below to show me that you are my real ride or die MVP. Smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Hold up, wait a minute, like this video and follow me on social, and while you're at it, go ahead and check out one of my other videos right over here. Just pick one. They're pretty cool. I mean, I liked it. I mean, I was in it. Spoiler alert. I teach you something. Just saying.